Jesus Christ.
He was a weeb just like me.
Craving for a teen romance.
Like doing the nasty. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
The queer police is coming for me.
Hi, my name is Hannah.
Hi, my name is Jin.
Hi, my name is Bree Gutierrez.
Hi, my name is Kei.
Hi, my name is Jemmy and I am aromantic asexual.
Sex positive, asexual, but I am very firmly asexual.
Panromantic, demi-gray, asexual.
An heteroromantic asexual.
Heteromantic, asexual.
My ace icon now. A lot of people may not know this character, and that's fair because a lot of people don't know that there aren't many ace characters out there.
Let's face it, being ace or like finding other people who are ace is pretty tough. It's hard to find people that you resonate with in terms of sexuality.
So my ace icon, his name is
Jesus Christ. Albedo from Genshin Impact.
Anchoras from Les Miserables.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Kei Emrys.
Aiden Matthews. And he is panromantic, demisexual, kind of like me.
I know he's kind of a new character. Genshin Impact is a new game, and I've only found like a ace character in a new game. That's kind of weird, right? But in the LGBTQIA+ community, of course, we normally just put faces on the queers, the gays and lesbians, because they've known their identity for longer. But now we've just recently like found a name for asexuals. That's why finding asexual characters now is easier with the media you're exposed to.
I found my ace icon on Wattpad when I was, you guessed it, craving for a teen romance. I found this book called Camp Where the Hell Are We? It's kind of like your typical good girl, bad boy kind of story, but I like it so much because it's able to go really in depth in the characters.
I'm very much into anime, and I started watching this anime called Sami no Mizoshiru Sekai, or in English, it's called the anime called The World God Only Knows. I was watching this anime, and I immediately resonated with the main character after just like a few watches from the episodes.
He doesn't really have much of a romantic story as much as it is him pursuing his love for his country, and I find that like very inspiring. And when I was reading the book, The Brick, it really inspired me to like put a lot of importance on pursuing stuff that's more political and loving my country a little bit more, even though, well, we live in different countries.
The key thing that I was like, this man is ace, I'm not even gonna question it, was I saw that he had this one voice line. It's about socializing.
Relationships are quite troublesome. Once you establish a relation with someone, you must continue to maintain it. If you lose contact, you must re-establish the relation. This taxing cycle requires a lot of time.
That perfectly encapsulates what I feel as an asexual.
Growing up, I've always loved SpongeBob. When I turned 2, my birthday cake was literally SpongeBob. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was a whole yellow cake made out of SpongeBob. And I feel like I've always resonated with SpongeBob because he's always been like a super happy-go-lucky character. And you know, it's SpongeBob. I mean, what's there to hate? It took me a while to think about it because I was like, there's not much ace people in media if you think about it. But I realized, wait a damn minute. Our king, SpongeBob SquarePants, he is a literal sponge. I'm not a science kid, but I know that they like reproduce by budding, if I recall. They reproduce asexually, so they don't need a partner or anything. And SpongeBob, if you've seen the show, he's never really had a love interest to begin with. When he has had one, in my experience with what I've seen, he's never had a love interest, but he's never really looked at anyone with any malicious intent. And he's just SpongeBob. He literally screams ace energy because, you know, like compared to like, let's say like Mr. Krabs or anything, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't really look at things with malicious intent. And I think that's what makes SpongeBob ace, you know?
He was able to enumerate an experience that I thought was just me, kind of. Like, I felt kind of alone. All of my allo friends, my straight friends, they talk about sex all the time. It's kind of, ostracizing because I have no idea what that means, like to want to have sex or anything like that. Aiden was known in the beginning of the story as, your typical bad boy player. He was straight. He was like even sexist. Until the main character, the protagonist, the brunette protagonist, that's an angel. Her name is Marley. She straightens him out. He was kind of addicted to sex. Like, he would go through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of like women just for the sex, would never like find satisfaction. So, your first impression of him would be like, he's a heterosexual guy, 100% allosexual. But when he fell in love with Marley, the protagonist, it becomes more and more evident that he's not.
He wasn't the normal, usual harem protagonist. He didn't care about real life girls. He was a weeb, just like me, just like anyone who's interested in anime or games. He was just much more enthused about characters and girls and dating sims rather than girls in real life. That was just one thing that clicked with me, first of all, because I also just valued games a lot more than real people back then. So he was like clicking all the boxes. So the plot was he was gotten into a demon contract to help capture souls by capturing girls' hearts. So real girls' hearts. So he has to use his gaming expertise of getting 2D girls' affections with real life girls, and then afterwards the girls lose their memory, so there's technically no repercussion. After he makes the girls fall for him, they immediately lose the memory.
Personally, when I see like people having relationships, I'm just like, what? Why? That seems so tiring. I've never found like the drive to socialize in that way because, first of all, it's tiring. To have something this nuanced as a statement, it just resonates with me as a person. And I think his interactions with other people, it's more of just, you're interesting. You are someone I would like to study. You just want to understand people more. You just want to stay in a certain level that doesn't go beyond sexual relations or like anything that goes beyond like friendship.
It's like we're like kindred spirits in a way. Growing up, I've had crushes. There would be like guys I'd have a crush on, but it's hard for me to get a crush. Like I've only had like 2 crushes in my entire life. Similar to SpongeBob, like his show, it's just built on his shenanigans. Because sometimes in some shows the main character gets a love interest. SpongeBob doesn't need that. And I think that's what's beautiful about SpongeBob, that he is amazing on his own. Oh yeah, also Patrick. I think Patrick is his ace bestie also.
There's also another part in the story where he was accused of cheating on Marley, and his best friend said, it's okay. Like you're still human. People can get horny for other people sometimes. And he said, no, that's not what happened. I really didn't cheat on Marley. Not even like mentally. I didn't get tempted because there's nobody else for me but Marley. Like that's what he said. And then the best friend said, so if you were Marley sexual, then does that mean if Marley was a dude, does that mean that you would still fall in love with Marley? And he was like, yeah, no matter what shape or form Marley takes, then I would probably fall in love with her again. It explains like what I feel like will happen to me when I get into a relationship. Once I get into a relationship with somebody, it'll be like, there will be nobody else. Like, I don't know how it feels to like have external temptations, if that makes any sense. Like, it'll be that one person, nothing else. Like, at that point, I was like, I didn't know what the label for demisexual was, but I started to relate a lot to Aiden.
While it's valid that I see him shipped a lot with his very queer friends, like Ace Honduras is my headcanon, and you can't do anything about it. The author's dead. Can't clarify whether or not Honduras was ace or not. So let me believe he is, because I can't believe in anyone else.
Usually the charming guy protagonist or the dopey, silly, or like useless sort of protagonist that all the other girls use to shine through. He was smart. He was very smart. He was very cool and enthusiastic with like all his games. He was very clever. He never really saw the value of just people's affections, and I also related to that as well. It was hard to get people's emotions. It's easier to just like play a game and know which way to get through affections, because I do like romance and he likes romance as well. I also related that in that aspect. So we just value like characters and personalities rather than looks or figures or bodily attractions.
Similar to SpongeBob, we've never really had the interest in like doing the nasty. I'm sorry, oh my god, I don't know how to, but yeah, like we don't really look at things with malicious intent. When we like someone, I guess we like them for who they are, and not we don't, sorry for the bad word, but we don't think with our penises, we don't think with our dicks.
He still expresses like love in some ways with Klee, who he treats as like his little sister. He likes to give people like his illustrations. He's here to experience the world in different ways. It might be sensory, it might be just through knowledge. It's not emotional, I guess. It's more of intellectual. Feels like the most relatable thing about him. You just want to experience the world. You want to know what things are like. You want to understand things. And I feel like it's a general feeling for asexuals, since we don't have one type of urge that apparently comes naturally to people. You have different ways of expressing attraction, and that's something that I haven't seen in a long time in a fictional character or in any type of media that I've been exposed to recently. It's just something that's interesting to me, to find a character that doesn't show any other type of attraction to other things. It's just that I'm trying to find the most interesting things for me and just go on, live my life, trying to discover this world as the person that I am. That's something that resonates with me as an asexual who continues to journey on this earth, trying to understand what else is there for me, what else is there to life, what about it, what's the truth about it.
When I got into college, like that's when I started exploring the asexual label more. When I started to understand what demisexual meant and what the SAM model meant, the split attraction model meant, like I started to understand it a little bit better. And then there was this meme that I saw floating around. It was like, have you ever felt like you don't feel attraction to anybody except for like this single character or this single person? There's a name for it. It's not just person sexual, it's demisexual. Like that's the word for it. I started to read like this example of a person that was going through a similar experience of like attraction as I was. It made me feel like maybe someone out there understands what it means like to have a different experience from the mainstream, which is like, I don't know, to me the mainstream is like sex. Like I don't know. For a while I thought I was the problem. I wouldn't have known probably how I would have been until I read Aiden's story.
I guess I just really saw myself through him, and I also realized through watching this anime that he wasn't a sort of perverted type, or he actually just didn't care about sex or any of that sort of ilk. He's more of the heart than the body.
The body.
And I so resonate with that. He's rather eccentric like that. He's just straightforward with things. He always has a plan. He's just cool in a dorky, mean sort of way. He opened my eyes in a lot of things, and I hold that anime and him very close to my heart because he's the reason why I am today. One of the reasons why I am today.
You can count on one hand the amount of characters in pop culture that are like canonically ace. So I choose to headcanon because I choose to make it up because I can. Thank you for watching and happy Asexuality Week!
Happy Asexuality Week.
Happy Asexuality Week.
Happy Asexuality Week.
And happy Asexuality Week.
Asexuality is not a lifestyle choice, not an illness, and not a matter of just finding the right person. And yes, asexuality is a sexuality and does have a beautiful spectrum of its own.
Primary partner, ADMU Lions. The League of Independent Organizations is the official autonomous body of independent student organizations at Ateneo de Manila University. Lions believes in the advocacy that every organization deserves the opportunity to realize itself to the fullest. You may reach us through our Facebook page, League of Independent Organizations, or through our social media accounts, admu.lions on Instagram and admulions on Twitter. Tertiary partner, UPV College of Management Student Council. UPV College of Management Student Council is the supreme student organization of UP Visayas College of Management.
Tertiary partner, Admo Sanggunian Commission on Gender Equality. The Commission on Gender Equality is focused on furthering SOGI equality and LGBTQ+ rights within the Ateneo community.